everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome to Wander No More. Now this is a kinetic visual novel, meaning that I don't have to make any choices, which is fantastic. So all we have to do is read. And this is a story about a girl, an orphan girl that gets adopted by some guy. That's all I read into it, because I don't want to spoil the game for myself. So yeah, we're just gonna do this. Wander No More takes place on an alternate Earth. Though obviously based off feudal Japan, the towns described in Wander No More are completely fictional, as are the characters, events, and so on. Any similarities to real people, places, or events are entirely coincidental. Do not expect historical references or any mention of real wars or events. Wander No More is just an indie game that was made to be enjoyed. I understand. When I was a boy, joining the Kodokushi was my dream. What the fuck is a Kodokushi? Kodokushi. Oh. Kodokushi, or lonely death, refers to a Japanese phenomenon of people dying alone and remaining undiscovered for a long period of time. The phenomenon was first described in the 1980s. Kodokushi has become an increasing problem in Japan, tied to economic troubles in Japan's increasingly elderly population. Okay, that's depressing. Every day I heard... Oh, I guess it... I guess Kodokushi means something else in this game then. Then again, they did say that none of this was real, so I guess any references to real life or something are not going to be in here, but like, I feel like if you're going to make a game based off of Japanese stuff, the least you could do is like use the correct terms. Because that's the only thing I found about Kodokushi. That's the only thing I found that term fits for. So every day I heard tales of their exploits, whether they were protecting our land, driving away enemy forces, or taking the fight directly to them. They were hailed as an elite military force devoted to protecting and expanding my kingdom's reach, and always serving the people righteously. Thanks to them, we could live without fear of being conquered. In fact, our territory actually expanded as time went on, and all thanks to their tireless efforts and unyielding bravery. The Kodokushi were truly our saviors, the most forthright, noble souls in the country, if not the world. Believing that from the bottom of my heart, I trained every day, single-mindedly working towards my goal of joining the Kodokushi. I don't think you want to join the Kodokushi. Sounds like a pretty sad way to die. I grew up to be strong, fast, flexible, beyond the reach of any of my peers. As a result, before I even reached adulthood, I was already a top contender to join the Kodokushi, and the day I hit 18, I was welcomed with open arms. It was the happiest moment of my life. A decade of training had paid off, and my dream had been realized. Oh. Or so I thought. Okay. The village standing before me now, burned to a crisp and devoid of human life, was the work of the Kodokushi. It was not an enemy village. There were no combatants to be found here, nor did its inhabitants pose any threat. It was just an ordinary, everyday village stuck between two opposing kingdoms. And for the Kodokushi, that was reason enough. After joining the Kodokushi, I quickly realized that our work was neither noble nor righteous. We were not saviors of the people. We were not almighty defenders, protecting innocent civilians from harm. We were a death squad. Hey, that's kind of fits the Kodokushi in like real life. Every day we would venture forth, treading just a little bit further away from home, searching for the enemy. An honorable task, to be sure. We would drive away any threats before they could further encroach upon our land, taking the fight away from innocent passerby. But as soon as I learned the Kodokushi's definition of an enemy differed vastly from my own. Any village not under our kingdom's direct control or not paying us a protection fee would be decimated. thousands of innocent people whose only crime was to not grow up under our jurisdiction were killed in cold blood, never even given the chance to surrender. We slaughtered men, women, and children, even newborn babies, all in the name of our Lord the Emperor. I should have known they would follow me here. Nobody leaves the Kotokushi alive, no matter how high their rank or how long they served. Now, because I chose to flee here, those people are all...
The bastard isn't here either.
Oh, I didn't know there was voice acting in this game.
Are we even going the right way? This is Captain Nabatame we're talking about. He knows how we operate. He's probably heading in the opposite direction.
I didn't even know there's voice acting in this game.
Damn. I hadn't thought about that.
I know that guy's voice. He was Bemele, and he's going to be the voice actor for the main the antagonist in Lucid 9. I forgot his name. It was Mr. What was his name again? Yeah, Lucid 9 has been working on a voice acting. Has been working on getting voice acting into the game. I don't know if that update is out yet or not, but and also there's gonna be more to the game, by the way. What was it? Sid 9. Mr. what? Mr. Ryuda. Mr. Ryuda. He's gonna be the voice actor for Mr. Ryuda. What was his name again? What's the voice actor's name again? I know it's... Bemele is voiced by the voice actor. His name. Fuck! Oops! I hit my microphone. His name is Michael Potok, or Potok. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, sorry. I like how I got distracted by that.
Let's keep moving. Wherever he's headed, Captain Nabatame isn't here.
He has a good voice. I watched in silence from a nearby forest as the last of the Kotokushi moved on. I had successfully evaded their surveillance and hidden myself by blending in with my surroundings, just as the Kotokushi themselves had taught me. So I waited, patiently abiding my time, until the last unit left my sight, at which point I could finally relax once more. Those bloodhounds don't give up. It's understandable that they would want to silence me, given what I know, but to chase me this far away from the kingdom. Even I won't be able to evade them forever. Though still a light, I returned to the village the Kotokushi had just passed through. I had been running for weeks, and I desperately needed food and water, much more than I could find while fleeing through desolate wastelands and forests. If I hurry, maybe I can find some supplies before they're all burned to ash. I don't care what it is. At this point, plain rice and water would be enough. With that simple goal in mind, I wandered around the village, quickly checking each building for scraps of food. I put out fires where I could, using sheets and other miscellaneous pieces of cloth to deny oxygen to the flames, but as far as food was concerned, I found nothing. Only bloody corpses and scorched rations remained, leaving me without a single morsel to eat. Well, you can eat the bloody corpses. I mean, it's not the best idea. You don't know where they've been, but I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're stuck on a fucking mountaintop and, there's some people that already froze to death and you're fucking starving, there's a meal right there. Free. It's not the greatest thing, but you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Come on, there has to be something edible around here that hasn't been torched. How poor does a village have to be to not have... Oh, wow. As I frantically searched for food, I heard a faint whimper from within one of the houses. I immediately abandoned my search and headed to the next house over, quickly putting out the flames as I listened for the voice I heard moments ago. But even without another sound to go on, there was only one other room in the house, and the moment I opened the door, I saw... Oh! Oh. You're, you need a hand there? Sorry. You need a hand? God, I'm a dick. I mean, hey, at least it was her left hand, not her right. Unless she was left-handed, then fuck. A girl?
Mama. Papa.
Oh. Within a burning village. I thought there was no voice acting in this game. I'm disappointed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not disappointed. I just want to do more. Within a burning village, one in which no survivors should have remained, was a young girl. A single girl crying alone in a house's storeroom, surrounded by rations I would have killed for mere minutes ago. As my gaze rested on the girl, however, food was the last thing on my mind. All I could see was a young girl orphaned by an unwarranted, unprovoked attack for which I was responsible. Amazing. This little girl actually managed to hide herself from the Kotokushi. She does not sound like a young girl. Or a little girl. She sounds like a young girl, but not a little girl. I'm the one they're after, of course, and they've been pursuing me for weeks now, so it's not unthinkable that a few innocents might escape their grasp. Even so.
Huh?
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because I want to do that. Fuck. Is the main character gonna have a voice too? Because that's gonna suck for me. I opened the storeroom's door wider, revealing my presence to the girl sobbing within. She gazed at me in shock, not expecting to be discovered, and no doubt wondering whether I was a friend or foe, or I was friend or foe. And once her eyes made their way to the katana at my hip, she had her answer.
Mama. Papa. Help me.
You do not sound that desperate. Once again, crying out for her parents. That wasn't really crying out. That was just like, Mama, Papa, help me. Come on, put more emotion in your voice acting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm already getting salty about the voice acting. Once again, crying out for her parents, the young girl moved back, trying to put as much distance between us as she could. She pushed back with her legs, scraping her tattered yukata on the floor while tightly holding something in her hand. Even as she almost tripped over, the girl didn't use her hands. Her hand! You can see she only has one hand! What the fuck? She instead grasped tightly at her wrist, refusing to let go. That was when I realized that this girl had lost more than just her family. Yo, you just realized! This poor girl, she can't be any older than 14 years old. She sounds like she's like 16. And yet she's already lost not only her family, but also a limb. Even if she survives, life isn't going to be easy for her. Everyone she once knew is now dead, and her village will need repairs impossible for a girl with one hand. Would it be kinder of me to end her misery? I put my hand on the hilt of my katana, which dangled wearily from my hip. As I did so, the girl before me let out an audible whimper and froze on the spot.
Little girl, what's your name?
Damn it! God damn it! There's nothing for me to do here! There's nothing for me to do! Damn it! I just wanted to do the voice acting! The girl opened her mouth to speak, but hesitated to actually respond. Her vocal cords, just like the rest of her body, froze in my presence, wary that the blade at my hip was not just for show.
Chio. Ayase.
Though barely audible, the girl before me answered, her voice wavering as she did.
Tell me, Chio, Do you want to live?
Oh my god. What is the voice acting in this game? Like, what even? There's like barely any emotion. There's barely an emotion in her voice, a little bit of mine. Well, not mine, but the main character's voice. God. Chio continued to stare at me with fear in her eyes, likely interpreting my question as a threat.
I don't.
I see.
I drew my katana from its sheath and pointed its tip towards the girl's throat. I thought my days of killing defenseless children were over, but just this once. I slowly pulled my katana to the side, preparing to cut down the girl before me with a single strike. With a simple flick of the wrist, I would behead her, granting instant death to a girl who deserved no further pain.
If that is your wish, Chio, then
I don't want to die!
Make up your mind! Make up your mind! You either want to die or you don't! Make up your mind! I don't have all day! You know, I'm just trying to get some food, and like, you're such an inconvenience, Chio. You're such an inconvenience. Especially with your only one hand. You're gonna be such an inconvenience. You can barely do any chores or in the house. Like, God, girl, you're such a bird. Oh, I don't even know why I'm talking like that. You're such a burden, Chio. Chio is a burden. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Kill me. Okay. A second before I could swing my blade, Chio shouted out, finally completing her answer. Immobilized by fear, her words reached my ears in fragments, giving the illusion that the girl wished for death. But with strong conviction and an unmistakable will to live, Chio's true desire reached my ears at last, and the blade in my hand lost all of its power. What an impressive girl! She just told me that she didn't want to die! It's so impressive! Even with her entire life going up in flames, she still hasn't lost her will to live. Regardless, she's still just a young girl, and a child with one hand cannot hope to survive out here on her own. If she's going to have any shot at survival, then...
All right, Chio. I understand.
Oh god, I'm sort of, I'm a little wary of this.
If you truly wish to live, then as the one responsible for all of this, it is my duty to make sure that happens.
Oh my god. I sheathed my blade. I can't say sheathed my blade without thinking of, like... Have you guys ever seen that, like... that hentai that was translated into, like, ye old English? Because, like, there's, like, sheathed my blade. I was like, I unsheathed my blade, or... like, my meat scepter or something. I don't know, but, like, holy fuck. That's the only thing I think of, like, when I hear sheathed my blade. And reached out my hand towards the shivering girl.
My name is Koichiro Nabatame. I am a trader on the run from my kingdom. And from this day onward, Chio, you are my daughter. That's
a little creepy, not gonna lie. She's just okay with that. She's just okay with that. 1 year later. 1 year later. Oh my god. 1 year later. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Wonder No More. Honestly, this was not what I was really expecting, but I'm sort of pleasantly surprised and also sort of unpleasantly surprised because I feel like the voice acting could use a lot more emotion, I guess. But anyways, we're not gonna criticize this too much until the end when I get done with this game. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!